All right, coaches, welcome to another episode of the Cornerstone Coaching Academy podcast. I'm your host, Coach Kyle Nelson. Mini podcast for you today. Two main things I want to talk about. Number one, I'm going to talk about the things I'm sending my team right now and how I'm trying to help them get through this shutdown period. And then also I want to make you aware of two opportunities to further yourself during this shutdown. First of all, I'm putting on a virtual clinic totally free where every other day I'm going to be releasing a new presentation to the clinic. The first one released today, 319, is the batting practice continuum, where I go from batting tee all the way up to live at bats and show you how to use each of those protocols, where they fit within a practice, the purpose of each, and how to maximize each of them. That's released today, 319. On 321, I'll be releasing one on goal setting, and then coming forward from there all the way up to 331, I'll be releasing on running hitting assessment, running pitching assessment with your team, maximizing your practice efficiency, maximizing the first 20 minutes of your practice, and then a few other presentations along the way. If this thing goes farther than the end of March, which it very well might, I will be releasing more content into that area, come up with some new presentations to try to make sure that we are maximizing our time as coaches here, so we're learning, we're getting better, so that when we do get back on the field, we have something, we've improved ourselves as coaches. So that's totally free. You can sign up for that by going to www.cornerstonecoachingacademy.com/shutdown, and you can sign up, enter your email address, then you get notification when each of those presentations come out. Also, I'm offering, for the duration of this, a $1 trial for 30 days to Cornerstone Elite. You can cancel at any time, but you'll get access to everything that we have in Cornerstone Elite, all of our drills, practice plans, all of our Q&As. I just ran a Q&A today with our members where I talked about creating, or about the initial part of the swing. I'm going to be doing more of those as we go forward, probably every other day with our elite members. They can get their specific questions answered about things that are going on with their team and stuff like that. So really a great place to be when you're trying to learn, trying to get better. It's got everything you need to run a amateur, high school, small college baseball program in there. Today, I'm going to talk with you about what I'm sending my team and the things I'm trying to do to help them out during this period. Today, I sent them a video, kind of like a little presentation of me, just kind of checking in on them, making sure that everything's okay, making sure they're healthy, making sure family's healthy, making sure they're going to be there for their family. Also mentioning to them that, you are off school right now, but this is not a time to be, getting together in large groups. The quickness that how quick we're able to get back to our season, to our regular lives, is going to depend in great deal on how much we're able to resist getting together and doing the things that we know we're not supposed to be doing right now. So I did mention that to them. Our school is shut down. Our school facilities are shut down. They're not to go to the field. They're not to go to school. They should not get together in large groups and play, things like that. It seems like that would be what we would want at this point, for them to continue to practice, for them to continue to stay sharp. But the reality is we have to put society above our individual baseball needs, and society right now needs us to not be together physically. We can be together digitally, we can be together emotionally, but we should not be physically together in large groups, or even small groups for that matter. I did include for them a sample schedule. I think one of the most important things for them right now is going to be making sure that they have a schedule and making sure that they are getting up at a regular time. I mentioned in there that they should get up before 8 o'clock in the morning. For them, that's sleeping in. We start school at 7:15, so most of them are getting up at 6 or 6:15 to get to school. I said 8 o'clock in the morning should be the latest they should sleep in, so that if and when we do get back to school in baseball, their bodies are not shocked by the fact that they have to wake up, about the time they're used to going to sleep. So I told them to set an alarm for 8 a.m. Over the next couple of days, I'll probably be sending out messages in our group me to see who's awake. The other thing I encourage them to do is to come up with a morning routine. Hopefully some kind of exercise. Gave them some ideas for their exercise that they can do. The thing that we want to maintain most is power. I'm not asking them to go to a gym. I'm not asking them to go out in public. I'm giving them things they can do at home, that they can where they can maintain their power. Really simple things: jumping, lunging, sprinting, um, plyo push-ups. If they should have their bats at home. Swinging, throwing, if they can do that at home somewhere. Those are the things that they will need to be doing in order to keep that power, which is the first thing to go when you stop exercising, in order to keep their power, their speed where it needs to be. Again, I'm not asking them to go out in public. I don't want them going to the local gym. Most of the gyms have shut down by now, which is probably for the best. And so really, if they're able to do this at home, I ask they do that at home. And if not, then then they're not able to, and that's perfectly fine. Right now is a time to worry about bigger things than sports and baseball. Hopefully those things come back to us and we can regain some sense of normalcy in the next few weeks or months. Along with that schedule, obviously I gave them some warnings about going out in public, as I mentioned before. I did include times in there for doing schoolwork. Right now we are on what's called Act of God days. Basically, that means that they are not responsible for any of their coursework right now, even though teachers at our school are pushing it out to them. In the next couple of weeks, my guess is that will change, and they're probably going to be responsible for their schoolwork. And so I want to make sure they're getting in a good habit of waking up, getting their morning routine done. I included in there making their bed. There's a great video by a Navy SEAL at a commencement address. I think it's Texas A&M's. I will leave that at the show notes for today, that you can get that video to that commencement address, where he talks about why you should make your bed every single morning. And so I'm encouraging them to do that as well as part of their schedule. Also sent a special message to our seniors, because it's a trying time for them. Obviously the juniors don't want their season taken away either, but for some of our seniors, if they're not playing baseball next year, they face the possibility that they very well could have played their last game, had their last practice. If they are going on to play college baseball, they also face uncertain times, because the NCAA is offering that extra year of eligibility for seniors. And so they could go on to a very, very clogged roster next year if a handful of seniors at their school decide to stay around and either finish up their degree with an extra year of eligibility or start their master's program. And so really what they need is some encouragement, and get their just knowing that you're there for them, and if they need anything, don't hesitate to contact at all. And that was my basic message for them. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be sending out, some mental game information. I think Brian Kane will be a great source of information on that. Things I found on Twitter. The YouTube videos that Trevor Bauer are putting out are very good. I've shared a couple of those with my players as well. I don't want to overwhelm them with information, but I do want to make sure they know that I'm here. We're still working to get better, even if it's just improving the mental game. If that's all we can do, then that's what we do right now, giving them resources in order to be able to stay safe, healthy, and then hopefully when we get back to school, get back to baseball, they're able to be physically where they need to be, or as close to where they need to be as possible. So far from an ideal situation, obviously, but it's where we're at. A lot of us, some of you have already had your seasons canceled. I feel for you. Our state association is holding on. We have not canceled our season yet. I don't know if and when that decision is going to be made, but I know that a lot of states around the country have done that. Obviously, NCAA has done that. Major League Baseball is on hiatus for the foreseeable future. So it's just a really tough time. When you're sitting those winter clinics, the last thing that you think you need a presentation on is what to do when your team is at home because of a pandemic, right? But that would have been a really nice presentation to see this year. So I'm going to try to put some of those things together, especially for our elite members. If you're an elite member and you want to jump on a Zoom call one-on-one, discuss things, talk about things, don't hesitate to send me an email. We'll get that set up. Also, remember that virtual clinic. If you go to www.cornerstonecoachingacademy.com/shutdown, you can sign up for our virtual clinic right there. Every other day, I'll be releasing a new presentation, totally free. You just enter your email address and you'll get access to the virtual clinic. I'll send you emails each time I release something new. If it goes on past the 31st of March, then I will be adding to it. So So hope you have as good a day as you can. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, except for when you need to get out for something like food or something like that. Have a wonderful week. Be safe and never stop learning.